Hi Gina, this video is just for you. I think I have everything in frame. Okay, so this is the junk journal that I made for Miss Amy from the Recycled Hippie Chick. So what I did was I took a bubble mailer and I stamped all over it and I folded it like this. Oops, something just fell out. Anyway, yeah. And I colored it, and I put some of my favorite scrapbook paper right here. They don't make this anymore. This is an old bed sheet, shabby chic, for the closure. It just ties. I kind of had to reinforce the holes I made for the closure because this kind of was sensitive. So I put a little pocket here that said this book belongs to Amy, and I put a frog for just to remind her, she knows I love frogs, to fully rely on God. Here's a library card. This is Tsunami Rose. Library pocket, little butterfly. I put a little window right here, a pocket, a stamped window, and it shows where you can put the picture right here. It says you make me smile. Coffee stained paper, of course. One of my new stamps. Tim Holtz. This just is more of that favorite blush pack. Lost something. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, it says definition of to create. More coffee stained paper. These are out of those, those little journal books that the school throws away at the end of the year because the kids might sign their name in it and it was empty, so I take them out of the trash and recycle them. Coffee stained with some doily and prints. A little fortune here. It says, "You will be inspired to create your masterpiece today." And that was from Panda Express. Oh, I just got a message from you. I texted you this morning and you're just now answering me. This is the definition to remember. It's got a Time Weekly record right here. It has a tiny, tiny little envelope with a tiny little pink piece of card in there. This is pattern paper. Little bit of lace. I put the Tim Holtz kitty right here. Is that in frame? Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so I put some little flowers in his hand, and it says, "At times I'm grateful that thoughts don't actually appear in bubbles over our heads." And the story begins, a little bit of stamping. I did ask Amy when her birthday was and when she got married, because on one of the magazines it had each month with the flower of that month, and then at the bottom I put the definition of birth and birthday at the bottom. And this is just one of those little plastic envelopes. I forget by who they're by, but I use them to hold my stamps and stuff. And I've been putting them in journals because it makes a cute little place for her to take this out and put a picture. If she wants to put pictures of her grandchildren in here, she can. And on this side it said August because that's when her and her hubby were married. So at the very bottom down here I put anniversary, the definition of anniversary. When I asked her about her birthday and anniversary, she said, "I'm not getting that technical." And I just thought it was cute because I just had this idea and I wanted to kind of, do that. I do that sometimes in people's journals if I know them a little better. More of that paper from the, what are those things called? I always forget what they're called. I'm so bad. Let me look real quick. Oh, composition books. So when I get these, I take the papers out and coffee stain them. And then composition book is what I was trying to think of. Sorry about that. I dropped the chair, the folding chair. This is some more of that little pattern paper, a little bit of stamping. And there was some digital that I got from my sweet friend Rhonda. And it looks like a piece of material that's had butterflies on it. So I poked 2 little holes and put 2 little tiny brads. And then I covered it up on this side so the brads wouldn't show through. And this is just a coffee stained doily. And this is some artwork from one of my favorite artists. And a little note card paper. This is a digital. No, it's not. This was out of a magazine. There's some little birds out of book paper. And this was out of a magazine. Homemade Memories. It's got some cotton lace here. And I sewed with navy blue. It looks black, but I think it's navy blue thread. And this just says kindness. And I put some words, some stamped words in here. And then what I did was I just went over them with watercolor. And she can take these out and tear them and put them and use them in her journals or whatever she wants. And then there's another little library card just to share with her. This is the digital that I made of my old crafting Levi's. And I put, experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. There's a journaling card in here. This is like some, I don't know what the texture of that paper is, but it's kind of like a fine linen. I don't know how to explain it. So, you know, with the notepads, I like to make journaling cards out of them, and I just stuck that in there in the pocket. And then this was some old book page for the cover that I stamped on. And then in here is more of that paper with the lines. Composition notebook paper. Here was some art, watercolor art, and some leaves, and I'm pretty sure I just scanned it. Yeah, this was my niece's artwork, and I scanned it to use in her mother's book that I made for her, and I love it because it's so pretty. I love the color, so I made another pocket here. And on the inside of this one, it has some of the jeans from a friend that scanned them for me. When I saw her jeans, I was like, oh, please scan those for me. They're so beautiful. Another one of these little notebooks, and another note piece of paper with ladybugs on it. I made a journaling card out of it and stuck it in here in this pocket. So she's got two of those for extra journaling. The other side of that envelope that's plastic, I just put some washi tape to hold it shut. And on the inside, it's got one of the little printable envelopes. She can hide something in there if she wants to. Basically, I threw it in there just to show her that that's a pocket. She can add a picture. Here's a tiny little envelope, and I put Billy Goat here. I don't have any rubber stamps or any pictures of goats, so I had to include that because I know Amy has goats. There's just a little tuck spot from Daphne's Diary magazine. I just threw that on the top. And I'm not selling this, so it's okay to cut up my magazine if I want to. There's some more little birdies. This one is the definition of inspire. Here's an envelope, and I Mod Podged it with napkin. Put another little pretty bird. And up here I put the definition of bird. Bird bath, bird house, bird seed, bird's eyes. I mean bird's eye. The view. And then on the inside, I took some of the digitals I got from my sweet friend Rhonda, without an H. And I wanted it to show through that window right here. And the reason I picked this is because it had all these little alphabets typed on there. And I believe I told her that when I pray, every day I pray, I sing the alphabet to God, so that he'll know if I forget to pray for somebody, at least I will cover all the names of people I know with the letters of the alphabet that I sing to him, and he'll know how to pray for them if I don't know how to pray for them. And I kind of put that there as a reminder. I saw that online somewhere, and I thought it was the cutest little story about a granddaughter talking to her grandma about prayer. Here's some more of that digital from Rhonda that she sent me. This was some paper tape out of the Daphne's Diary magazine here along the edge. More birdies. Here's another note. It says, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, John 3:16. And that's just glued onto that white page just so it wouldn't be so white. And so on the journaling tag, I put gratitude, definition of gratitude. And you can see where I made a little window right here because the tag goes in. And for the window, it is a flower from my mom's garden that I laminated, jar stamp, on a book page. Just made a pocket there. another place to put a photo. And here's a tuck spot, corner flip, sunflower, some leaves. Oh, it had another page on here. It had another page, but it fell out because it was an old book page and I sewed too close together for that seam. Here's another tag made from the digitals from Rhonda's, Rhonda without an H. She sent me those paper to use, the paper of her digitals. Here's some more paper tape out of the magazine, and that was Daphne's diary, and it's pretty birds. You know, it's swans, but I put too much of a good thing is a good thing. This is a time card. I put 3 tiny little envelopes right here and 3 butterflies. And this also was in that magazine. I fussy cut it out because I love this rooster. I think he's beautiful, and he's watercolored. There's a piece of that. More digital from Rhonda that she sent me. It's so pretty. I love it. Made a little fold over tuck. I love the impressions from this doily. I got at Michael's these doilies, and they're real thin, and they're like a maroon paper, and I can't find them. I love them, but I use them over and over, and I love the impression that it leaves. I need to find more of those doilies. Here's the definition of memories. Here's the butter wrapper. I always wash them before I use them, but this one I had cut out a circle, a scalloped circle, and so what I did was I used it to, you can kind of see it right here, it's a circle, but I glued this little piece of paper here down. This is out of a coloring book. This is out of, it's a coloring book, but it's also a date planner. So that's why it had these lines. And right here I put a lipstick, and right here it says, every woman needs a man who will ruin her lipstick and not her mascara. I thought that was cute. And then right here it says, I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud? I love that. Sarcastic cats from Tim Holtz. They're so cute. Mirror, mirror on the wall, it doesn't matter if I'm short or tall. If I have skinny legs or my hips are wide, it only matters who I am inside. Blue eyes, brown eyes, black or green, what makes me beautiful can't be seen. When you look at me, don't judge me by my parts. The most beautiful thing about me is my heart. And it's just another one of those little Avery bags, and I put 2 side by side, so on this one it's a place to put a picture of her grandkids or whatever, but I just threw some little journaling cards in there. This one says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. And I loved it because of the pretty birds on there, so I put that in there for Birdie. Another one, another picture out of the magazine. And this one's so cute. I put it in here because I know she loves her husband. But it says, if you have a wonderful man who helps balance your whole world, who isn't perfect but is perfect for you, who works hard and would do anything for you, who makes you laugh and drives you crazy, who is your best friend and sometimes your only friend, who you want to grow old with, who you are thankful for every day. Take good care of him because it's a blessing. And I love that one. Makes me think of my husband. I love him so much. Oh, home sweet home. This is just an old pillow I made, and it had some cross stitch on it, but I scanned it in so I could use it in the journals. And this says, I choose strength, and it has a little, my mom's calling. I'll call her back. Sorry, Mom. She probably just got done with her therapy for the day. This is the definition of spirit and spiritual. And I put a stamp of a cross. And this is a piece of fabric that's like a real soft flannel. I had bought this fabric, and it had the cute little lambs on it. So it made me think of the Lamb of God. So I put that there. It's a fun page to, you know, just to feel it. I glued it on there. Here's a butterfly. It's kind of got 2 layers there. One's on green, and then this one's a watercolor. Cute little place to put these. This one says blessing. It's just a piece of pink cardstock behind it that I sewed together. This one says God is love. It's another little place to journal. This one says remember. It has the little forget-me-not flowers on them. I love those flowers. They're so cute. And then right here, I just put some Tsunami Rose cut out. Book page. It said brides, but in this little story, it has Amy's name in here. Amy walked over, and Amy did this, and Amy did that, and I thought it was so cute. This is Pray Without Ceasing, and it has those pretty little blue flowers, the forget-me-nots. So I put that there because it was just sitting on my desk. This is something I have hanging in my craft room, and it just says, yes, I'm a Christian. Yes, I make hypocritical decisions, and yes, I fall. I stumble, I struggle, I'm a mess, but I'm God's mess, and He can turn a mess into a masterpiece. So I just scanned it and I put it in here because I thought that was so cute. And you know, I know Amy loves the Lord, so there's a little hummingbird off of that one, and I just made a cute little paper clip out of it. Put that at the top of that page, and then down here it's a cute little pocket envelope, and I put a little stamp in there of Emily Dickinson 8-cent stamp. It just says inspired by life, one of a kind, art created by, and then I just signed my initials, RAD, for Rita Ann Donnelly. And this just has some birdhouses. And this is a scan of a quilt I made, a journal I made for my mom's best friend, and it was in there, so I printed it out because I like how it looks like fabric. And on the inside it has a magazine, and this was in a magazine, but I made a journaling tag out of it. This was an old book page that I stamped on. I think when my granddaughter was here the other day, she was helping me make these. My sweet little Finley was here. I got to watch her. This was something out of a magazine. It says Mother's Tips for Using Rose Water. I thought it was cute. On all the little cotton, what's it called? I forget what I call it. These strings that I used to tie the book together, I put little brass bells and little pearl buttons. I thought that'd be pretty. I put it on all 3 signatures. Here's another pocket. This one is the definition of journey. Here was a little doily I had cut a long time ago, and it was sitting on top of a can, a peanut can, where I put die cuts, and it fell off because the glue got old. It wasn't a good glue. So I put it on this page. And here's some more forget-me-nots and a little shoe. I made a journaling card out of that. This is just watercolor paper. I was thinking I might watercolor on that, but I haven't done it yet. Here's a corner flip. It's magazine paper and watercolor color book, and more of that magazine for the corner flip. And this is more of the digital from Rhonda. It says, the most beautiful art is looking into someone's eyes when they talk about the things they love. I thought that was so pretty. I love that. Here's another piece of fabric. It's pajama bottoms, and it had a little frog on it. The fabric was made, I bought the fabric to make pajamas. I'm sorry. My words aren't coming out very good, clear today. I hope I'm still in frame. Can you see the little froggy? Yeah, it's in frame. I have to stand up to look. I'm sorry. Okay, another little place to tuck a tag, and this is a tiny little tag, and it opens up for journaling needs. It's very small, but it goes right there. Gotta have a ladybug in here. Oh, here it is, My Mind's Eye. This is the name of this, my favorite paper, and I put 2 hearts on here. Be careful not to cover up where it says Amy's name, because that's, who the book is for, is Amy. My Mind's Eye, Lost and Found 2. This paper that I love so much right here. It's the roses on one side and the pink plaid on the other side, and it's called Blush, if I remember right, but they don't make it anymore, and I have a hard time finding it, so I'm kind of upset about that. I stamped Faith, Hope, and Love because I put the 3 little baby girl dresses right there. Another new stamp. Time card, old violin music on the edge. Put a cute little pink heart right there and a little birdie. 2 more of those Avery pockets, and I just put the washi tape here to show that you, oh shoot, I ripped it. I'll have to fix that. But to put pictures in there. And here's an envelope that I decorated with a pretty napkin of a bird. And on the inside, I just put a piece of that coffee stained paper to shine through there so she can see, she can put a picture in there. Stamp of a lady holding flowers for sale. And on this page, I put a birdie here and a ladybug here. And at the very bottom, I put the initials for California because I live in California and Birdie lives in Kansas. So I put the the abbreviations for Kansas up there. I hope she notices that. I think it's super cute. This was something that my sweet Finley was here the other day, and she watercolored, and she just left it here. She forgot to take it home, but I made a pocket out of it. And what I did was I punched a hole right here so that when I put the card in, when I put this tag in there, I made it to where when she pushes it up there, I put a little girl's face there and a little birdie there, and it says, so thankful for you. And then on the other side of the tag, I put a ladybug in the, like, so when she puts the card, the tag in, the ladybug shows up in that little hole. And right here it says, don't let comparison overshadow your blessings. So either way is cute, but I kind of like it like that. That was the original one. And then here's another Avery plastic pocket, and I just made it where she could put a picture in there. So it's more of my favorite paper, and then it had a heart cut out right here. So when I put my business card in there, which is a playing card, you know, that I have made at Shutterfly, with a picture of me on it. It says Rita Donnelly, G. Marie Scrap Shack at the bottom. The little heart shines through to the other side, which I thought was super cute. So I put it in there, and I put the heart right there. Anyway, I'm amused really easily. Love never fails. In that pretty blue, I did it in blue to match the little birdies I put here. And this was a napkin, Mod Podge. Here's a butter wrapper. I always wash them before I use them because otherwise they'll smell kind of rancid. And there's more of that vintage music paper on the edge just to give it a little bit of strength for when you're tugging at it. Here's a cute little miniature envelope I cut out. And it says, simple pleasures are life's greatest treasures. And I have the little paper that comes out and she can journal on it. More of those little words to tear apart and put wherever. Another watercolor, and I just put a little stamp of a birdhouse on there. And then this says vintage. That was more of the digital from Rhonda. This was out of the magazine, and I couldn't find any squirrels, and so what I did was I put the little definition for squirrel right across that label. Hopefully she'll see it. Love and prayers from someone who cares. Cute little chicken down here. I saw this online the other day. It was so stinking cute, and it was of a sunflower, and it says take what you need, and it has all the different little prayers that you could ask for, you know, like joy, hope, rest, wonder, time, sleep, courage, optimism, patience, strength, love, help, healing, and peace. And I put it where she could journal under it. And this just has a piece of coffee stained doily on it. God's timing is perfect. And it has a cute little, I think that's a swallow, but it's pretty blue, and it was on a napkin. So I Mod Podged that up there. And then here's some more of that digital that my sweet friend sent me of her jeans. Here is some more old vintage book pages. It was kind of crumbly, so you have to be kind of careful with it, but I just kind of sewed a bunch of them together to make a little booklet that she could write in or purge, you know, her thoughts in. And then this was more artwork that my my niece had done that I scanned, and I made a little pocket, a little window right here, and I put dandelion in there. It's what do you call it? Oh my gosh, the words aren't coming to laminated. I laminated it to make the window right here. And then this is more of the digitals from Rhonda. And on the inside it has digitals of my Levi's. And then this was her pants. It says, the surest way to be happy is to seek happiness for others. I like that, so I put that there. Here's a color swatch of my Daniel Smith watercolors. And some coffee stained paper and just sewed around the edges. Corner flip. You brighten my day. I hope that one doesn't fall out because it's that old paper. And there's a tiny little pocket down here, corner pocket, and you take out the little piece of paper and it just says count the happies. And then right here it just says footprints. And then here's more digitals from Rhonda that I made a cute little tag out of. Diary page on the back. And then here's a cute little sack bag that I made, cut out with the die cut, and it says, God is our refuge and strength, therefore we will not fear. Psalms 46, 1 and 2. And then right here is a paint chip that says crisp linen, just a little spot for her to journal. And right here I put a little tag, a label that says singing birds, and then I Mod Podged from a napkin those birds and these birds down here. Made a little pocket, and the tag says family. And this was out of that magazine as well. So on this side, I thought that was so cute because it kind of shows farm life and gardening, and I hope Amy loves this. I worked so hard on it. I hope she really loves it. She believed she could, so she did. This is more artwork from what was her name? I keep wanting to say Julie Nutting. It's not Julie Nutting. I'm so bad right now I can't think. I'm sorry. Another little pocket. And I put 3 things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these are love. 1 Corinthians 13:13. And that's a watercolor, and it's just inside. I put this here so she could open it up and put a picture in there. Basically, I just threw that in there so she would know it was a pocket. Here's another cute little pocket. This was more of my artwork from last February when I was making Valentines, and it was just sitting on my desk, so I put it there and made a cute little tuck spot for this tiny little book. Oh, hubby's home. I just saw him come in the front door. I hope he has a key to get in. I better go check. Another napkin that says God is love here. This is on the other side of that butter wrapper. Cute little notepad that says moo. Perhaps this is the moment for which you have been created. And this folds open. More spots for journaling. Happiness is a cup of coffee shared with a friend. Another little spot, and I put a rooster here off of a napkin. Each day of life is a precious gift from God. Here's a cute little spot where I put the little safety pin, and it says made with love. On the very back page it has some sunflowers, and it says I wish you happy days made of love and flowers. And this, you can tell where it's folded over, so it makes a little pocket. And this was the label addressed to me, so I left that in there and I just signed it and dated it. And then this is a cute little, another place for journaling. I'm coming, babe. I'll be right there. He needs in, so I gotta go. That was the end of it. I hope she loves it. I put her name on the coffee cup right here. And thanks for watching, everybody. Well, thanks for watching, my sweet friend.